Good morning. Today is September 17, 2024, and of course, it's another day for a fresh edition of your breakfast show behind schedule. We're experiencing some technical glitches. However, we are here now, and of course, as usual, we can see we have some papers on our menu today for review, including Nigeria's most influential leadership. Leadership's leading story today says raise worsen state of roads nationwide. Rains worsen state of roads nationwide. And the kickers, interstate travel now nightmare. Commuters, transporters groan. Abuja, Kaduna, Umuahia, Ikotekpene, Calabar, Itu, Ado-Ekiti, Ikere, Akure, Makurdi, Enugu roads death traps. Residents demand completion of Lokoja Benin Road. And beneath that leading story, we can see pictures of some of these roads being talked about in the leading story. We have Kalabaitu Road, Abuja Kaduna Road, Bida Mina Road. These are deplorable roads, which is captured today on as leading story of the leadership newspaper. Rains worsen state of roads nationwide. Another national newspaper also has similar headline story as is covered today. However, let's see other stories gracing the cover. Despite hardship, NBS says inflation eases to 32.15%. Malu, 35 die in Kaduna Road crash. That was yesterday. Government key fight in Plateau Village. World Patient Safety Day, health workers warn of more human errors. We move closer to the masthead, concern over credibility of election observer report. This story continues on page 7 of leadership. Concern over credibility of election observer report. Talking about the off-cycle election coming up in Edo State this Saturday. And on the business buzz, Dangote no respite as NNPC increases petrol pump price. Liter sells for 950 naira, 999 naira, 1019 naira. 222 in Lagos, Abuja, Borno. I'll take snippets of that stories. Nigerians' hopes of some relief from the cost of living crisis in the country have been dashed as petrol from the newly launched Dangote refinery is being sold at prices higher than expected as the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPC) fixed new estimated petrol pump prices across all states. The NNPC said that after completing the loading of premium motor spirit, popularly known as petrol, from the Dangote refinery, petrol prices for September 2024 will range from approximately 950 naira to over 1000 naira per litre, depending on the region. The story continues on page 7 of leadership. That is the story on the business buzz of leadership today. Dangote no respite as NNPC increases petrol on price. That takes us to the stories about the masthead of leadership. Tinubu visits Maiduguri over Borno flood. NIN same linkage. Telcos begin disconnection of 66 million phone lines. The story runs on page 17 of the paper, and with that we move to the page 3, which is the permanent fixture in leadership. That is our stand. The stand today is on tackling perennial floods. Of course, that also corroborates the leading story today on leadership as rains worsen state of roads nationwide. And the editorial stand today is on tackling perennial floods. From the stand, we move to Tuesday column with Abdulrauf Aliyu. That's the back page today. And he's writing on who should pay taxes. It's a question you have to find answers to as you log on to the website of leadership and continuation of the headline stories and inside stories. Who should pay taxes? Log on to www.leadership.ng for more of those leadership stories. From leadership, we move over to other papers on our menu, starting with The Punch. The Punch says Edo governorship poll, petrol crisis threatens election as APC PDP set for showdown. INEC transporters review election materials, personnel carriage contract, parties rejig last-minute strategies. Beneath that, we have Tinubu visits Borno, pledges support for flood victims. Underneath that, NLC Abure-led NWC rejects new Labour Party faction. Church members abducted as bandits kill 8 in Kaduna Plateau. Same NIN linkage, 65 million GSM lines risk disconnection. And we move to the stories just beside the masthead of the Punch. The Punch says flood sacked 404 million from Nigerian schools. Others, World Bank. According to World Bank report, flood sacked 404 million from Nigerian schools. Others. Underneath that, under 18 candidates jam to limit interactions with applicants. These are the stories that run on page 16 and 18 of the paper. And about the masthead of the Punch, 915 naira per litre Dangote petrol may justify more importation. Marketers. Dealers PMS vessels arrive as IPMAN Petroleum demand transparency in pricing. With that, we also conclude review of front headline stories today on the Punch. For more, log on to the Punch website www.punchng.com. From the Punch, we have the Guardian next in our menu, and the Guardian's leading story is still on the same price hike. Concerns as fuel price hike, weak naira damping inflation outlook. Concerns as fuel price hike, weak naira damping inflation outlook. The story is on page 6 of the Guardian, and as usual, we have illustration beneath it. Commuters pay over 50% more for fares with hike in fuel prices. It will cost a minimum of 70,000 naira, an equivalent of the monthly minimum wage, to fill an average utility vehicle. We have fuel being sold now at 950 naira per litre, and that is 32.15% inflation. Right just beside it, we have food prices. Food prices, we have rice rising to 95,000 naira, beans 230,000 naira, yam 6,000, garri 56,000 naira, pepper 100,000 naira, and bread 1,800. Of course, the issue of bread varies. You can get bread now as much as or as high as 2,500 naira and 3,000 naira. Beneath that main headline story, fake Maiduguri flood victims mar relief operations at IDP camps. Fake Maiduguri flood victims mar relief operations at IDP camps. MPOS no plan to impose travel restrictions on Africans, says US. Abure's tenure as Labour Party boss expired in June 2024, INEC insists. OBMRA lament harassment, erosion of democratic ideals. Outdated tech, human errors expose Nigeria to 586,310 cyber threats in first half. Review inevitable, says LASG, that is Lagos State Government, as parents kick against 300% hike in model colleges boarding fee. The story is on page 7 of the Guardian. Review inevitable, says Lagos State Government, as parents kick against 300% hike in model colleges boarding fee. Government kill 5 in fresh attack on Plateau community. Native wants funds monitored, tracked as FAC shares 3.4 trillion naira in second quarter of 2024. The story runs on page 3 of the Guardian. For more, log on to www.guardian.ng. From the Guardian, we have Daily Sun next in our menu. Daily Sun says fuel, still on the issue of fuel hike. No respite as Dangote NNPCL standoff escalates. As Nigerians brace up for higher prices, PMSS for 1,019 naira per 0.22 kobo, now around 15. Idem on loot, governors Obi orders greet Muslims as accident claims 25 in Kaduna. IPOB